Devil May Cry 3 is a third-person hack and slash game where you play as Dante, one of the two sons of Sparda. The story is something that people can't really pay attention to that well because it doesn't take itself seriously and there's a lot of stuff going on. And by going on, I just mean it's crazy. But the best way I can put the story of Devil May Cry 3 is that Virgil, Dante's brother, wants to just unleash demons because he just wants to. The gameplay is extremely fun because you can just hack your way through enemies and just build up your combo meter, which is just another way to make the game more competitive even though it's single player. One of my favorite moves is just bullet juggling, which you can do if you just launch someone up into the air and just constantly shoot at them. But the boss fights are even better because they have these unique abilities you don't really see from other enemies, and therefore you have to constantly just adapt to what they're using with the style you've picked. The game has these sort of collectible items called blue fragments, which if you collect 4 of them it can turn into a blue orb, which just increases your life bar. There are these 4 different styles you can choose from: Trickster, Swordsman, Gunslinger, and Royal Guard. These are used just for your own play style and how you like to play the game, as well as upgradable abilities such as Stinger, which is basically just a sword dash. Something that really bothers me in Devil May Cry 3 is the PC ports. You don't have many options to choose from, and your control schemes are either gamepad or keyboard. No mouse and keyboard, just keyboard. Which is awful because in a third-person game you would very much like to just control the camera freely as opposed to just have like using one key and it just facing the way that your character is facing. You are able to rebind the keys, however things that are already bounded to one key, they can be rebinded but they still work with the same key that you used to have. So if you want to constantly shoot with the gun as Q, it would still change the guns every time you press Q, which is awful! I strongly recommend getting the Devil May Cry HD collection because that way you completely avoid the PC ports and you can have like 2 extra games for the price of 1, which is amazing. But I'd buy it just for Devil May Cry 3 because Devil May Cry 3 is one of those games where you're like, this character doesn't take a single thing seriously, as you will see from the footage I am showing you right now. I strongly recommend getting Devil May Cry 3. If you want to get the PC ports, I urge you to use a controller because the keyboard settings is just awful. If you enjoyed the video, click the subscribe button down below. If you want to see a how to play video, click on the frame that has the moving pictures.